Hi again. I thought I'd do a bit more of an in-depth blog of my journey so far, and to help me with that I've got this cool scrapbook that I've used for logging and keeping all the letters and things that I've had from the hospital or the doctors, or the leaflets that they've given me, and some of the medication booklets and things like that, which I know is really lame, but it helps, I think, to look back on and to remind yourself what you've been through, kind of thing. So yeah, as I said, I got ill in January and I was referred to hospital, so I've got my referral letter, and when I was there they suggested doing a sigmoidoscopy because they felt like if I was having a flare-up of either Crohn's or colitis, my bowel might be really tender, and by doing a colonoscopy it might be too painful or dangerous. So they wanted to do a sigmoidoscopy. Around March time, I started getting hives and my lips started swelling up and things like that. And at the time I thought I was having allergic reactions, and I went back and forth to the emergency room because my tongue started swelling up and things like that. And I went to the emergency room and they prescribed me steroids to keep the inflammation down in my tongue and my lips and to make the hives go away. So I was having those symptoms for about a fortnight, and eventually they went away. But it meant that I was taking steroids, and at the time that I had my sigmoidoscopy, they couldn't see anything because the steroids had cleared up whatever was causing my symptoms. So I had my sigmoidoscopy on the 21st of March, and they looked and they said that you may have proctitis, which is a type of ulcerative colitis. I think there's 3 types as far as I'm aware. Proctitis, which is starting from the anus into the rectum. There's left-sided colitis, I think, which is just the left side of the colon. And then there's pancolitis, which is all the way around. So they said I might have proctitis, which was just the smallest type, I guess, of ulcerative colitis. So they prescribed me some mesalazine, which they gave me in a suppository form, which wasn't very pleasant, but it didn't seem to help, and I thought maybe made it a bit worse, to be honest. I was then referred to see a gastroenterologist at the hospital, and he said that he didn't think I had ulcerative colitis, and that he thought that he might know what else it could be. He wanted to do a colonoscopy himself so he'd see, and in the meantime he wanted me to take anti-diarrhea medicine and anti-spasm medicine to try and make me more comfortable until he did the colonoscopy. So I was then referred for the colonoscopy, and it was the due date was the 19th of May, and before having a colonoscopy you have to do a specific diet, I guess, to eat things that are going to pass through you quickly so nothing gets in the way when they're looking with the camera. And you also have to do clean prep, which is awesome. So the week before I started doing a special diet, and then I think it's the day before I did the clean prep, and by this point my symptoms had got really, really bad. I was really poorly, off work, bedridden, felt terrible, and by that point as well I was seeing full toilet bowl fulls of blood, really not very nice. So yes, I did then the clean prep, which made me throw up as well, and just seemed to make it worse. And I was really, really poorly, and I remember going to sleep that night and thinking, I might not wake up again. Like, that's how bad I felt. I felt really, really poorly. But I did wake up, and my dad picked me up, and we went for the colonoscopy. And yes, had the colonoscopy, and the same doctor that had said you definitely don't have ulcerative colitis came out afterwards and said, yeah, you've got a really severe case of ulcerative colitis. Oh. So yeah, I was a bit pissed off about that. So then, yes, I was admitted to hospital, and yeah, stayed there for 11 days. I met an IBD nurse whilst I was there, which I think is a very valuable resource that we have, and I can't believe like how much help they've been to me. So whilst I was in hospital, I was a freak and made notes about every time I went to the toilet, every time I ate something, every time I had a blood test, and like, it's really helped because in hospital I was a bit dozy because I was so poorly, and obviously I'd just been told this massive thing. So yeah, I was a bit dozy, and every time they came to ask me, like, have you been to the toilet? Have you, eaten something? I couldn't remember what I'd been doing. So it really helped me to write things down. So yeah, I've just got a few cards that people sent me whilst I was in hospital, so I thought that was very nice. So as I said, I was in there for 11 days, and they were thinking at the time that maybe I wasn't responding to the IV steroids that I was having, and maybe I wasn't responding to, anything they were giving me, so they were thinking they might have to do surgery then and there. But about day 9 or 10, I started to show signs of improving. So they discharged me on the 30th of May with steroids, Ad-Cal, which is like a calcium thing that you have to take when you're taking steroids, and mesalazine in a tablet form this time. But yeah, it came out, and because I was so pumped up on steroids, I felt incredible. I felt invincible and ridiculous. I was literally high on steroids. So yeah, for a while it was okay, but then I started to have symptoms again. I think that was around kind of July time that I started to have symptoms again, and I was admitted to hospital again on the 8th of August. So I went to hospital again, had IV steroids again, and they switched me on to, was this when they switched me? Yeah, they switched me on to azathioprine, which was another medication. So yeah, they switched me on to azathioprine, gave me more steroids to take, more Ad-Cal, and they told me that I'd have to have monthly blood tests, weekly blood tests, to monitor my blood, because azathioprine is quite strong and it can mess about with your blood. So after a while of taking azathioprine, I was feeling really, really tired, really exhausted, and I was told to stop taking them because they were obviously having an adverse effect on me. And I started taking mercaptopurine instead, or 6-MP as they might call it. So I started taking that. Again, you have to have blood tests because it's quite strong. And yeah, I didn't stay well, unfortunately, and I was admitted again on the 18th of September to hospital, and I was discharged on the 25th on a higher dose of the mercaptopurine. So that's where my book ends, because I've been lazy and I haven't updated it for a while, so this is going from memory now. So yes, I was taking the higher dose of mercaptopurine, and I was feeling better, and I thought everything was going well, and my tummy was better. I was feeling like more able to do things, more able to plan things. And then I got a phone call from my gastroenterologist to say, how are you feeling? And I was like, fine. And he was like, oh, okay, because unfortunately your liver levels, your ALT levels, whatever that means, are really high. So we think that's from the mercaptopurine, and we'll have to reduce your dose. So they reduced it to half of what I was taking, but that didn't help at all. So after a week they said, no, we're just going to have to stop the mercaptopurine altogether because, you know, you've only got one liver and you have to take care of it. So I had to stop the mercaptopurine. So I was really bummed out about that because I thought I'd found something that was working for me. So this is about the time I was thinking, right, okay, I'm obviously not one of those simple cases where you can just take a tablet and stay well. You know, I'm going to have to consider all options, and that included surgery, which is something before I was really scared about, and I was like, no way am I going to have that, like, I'd just rather die than have like surgery and have to live with an ostomy bag, and I was really scared. But, you know, going through what I've gone through, being in hospital those times and researching more and watching YouTube videos made me less scared of the surgery. So that's when I started considering it and actually really coming around to thinking, yeah, that's what I want to do. So then I met with my gastroenterologist and told him that, and he said, yeah, I think it's something you should consider, but in the meantime we have to put you on something else. So that's when he put me on to methotrexate, which is what I'm taking now, and I really didn't want to start it because reading through this like side effects and what you have to be careful about, it just seemed a really nasty drug, and yeah, I just really didn't want to take it, but I had to. So that's what I'm on at the moment, and I asked to be referred to see a surgeon, and they have done, and my appointment's on the 21st of January, so not too long away, less than 20 days, keep having to tell myself. So yeah, hopefully maybe I'll have surgery, I don't know. Thank you.